this in. Okay, we're here. It's Monday, April 21st. I'm getting to a point where I could start PNN like by saying, what's not happening? Instead of, oh my god, there's so much news. Really and truly. Doesn't it kind of feel like that? Well, what's not happening? It's kind of like when I think about Dumpy and I go, don't talk about the crimes he's committed. Let's think about what crimes he hasn't committed. Oh, there aren't any. I mean that. I can't think of any crimes that he hasn't committed. I hope you had a good day despite the sad news about Pope Francis's passing. I mean, we will miss Pope Francis. And then, when we really think a little deeper and a little more broadly, it's just, they can do so much more from the other side. They can do so much more from the other side. And I know we get really sad when people that we are attached to pass, but I'm going to say it again, they can do so much more from the other side. It doesn't take the sadness away, but it gives me hope. Almost impossible to find me today? Well, that's interesting, because all of a sudden a whole bunch of people showed up, so I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube, but thanks for letting me know. You were unable to... Oh, sorry about... Warren saying that he saw this show. It was on Om Times Radio. I didn't have the details because it was a last minute thing that Kathy asked me if I wanted to be on the show because someone had canceled. Or I would have figured it out better. But I will post it on my page, on my post page. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm impressed that you weren't looking for it. All right. Well, good. Well, let me show you something that will bring you. Let me just show you something real quick that will warm the cockles of your heart. And I'm going to share this briefly. This is my new grandnephew with the little bunny ears. I'm sure my niece wouldn't want me to share this, but look how cute he is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love the bunny ears. I just wanted to show you. I won't tell her that I showed you. Because we have to think about the future. So cute. We have to think about the future. He was born on the 19th, and I haven't figured out what time he was born, so I don't know if he was an Aries or a Taurus. But one thing that I really just did pick up was the strength of that soul. The souls that are incarnating now, they get it. They're quite evolved. So, cuteness runs in the family. All babies are cute. Thank you. What just fell? So, we're going to talk. I don't know what just fell. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about what's going on. When we read on Pope Francis 2 weeks ago, I was hovering around whether he'd make it to Easter, and I'm glad that he did. And I mean, there's all kinds of memes online, and I don't know why it makes me laugh so hard that they're saying that JD, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? That he met with JD, and then he keeled over, but that's not really what happened. But it's kind of funny. I think I showed you guys this earlier. The Grim Reaper. Pope dies after meeting J.D. Vance. He timed it right, didn't he, Maria? Some souls come to the planet and they're really, really evolved. And Pope Francis was a very evolved soul. I don't remember the name of the movie. It might just be called Pope Francis that I saw several years ago. It's worth looking at what his life was like. I'm happy he wanted nothing to do with JD also. Yeah, that's an omen. I agree. I agree. Let me read you something else. This is one of the things that he said, that Pope Francis said. I think this was his Easter message. Pope Francis said this: how much contempt is stirred up at times toward the vulnerable, the marginalized, and the migrants. On this day, I would like all of us to hope anew and to revive our trust in others, including those who are different than ourselves, or who come from distant lands, bringing unfamiliar customs, ways of life, and ideas. For all of us are children of God. And the nerve of these people that are pretending that they're Christians, that they go around like they're holier than thou. And Francis, he had it right. He really did. We're going to take a look at some cards. So, yeah, we have contempt for bullies. I mean, there are more good people than awful people. Let's just be clear about that. There are way more good people than there are awful people. And just like when there's a lot of darkness, if you light a candle, right, like the old Chinese proverb, it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. That one light, that beacon shines so brightly in the darkness, and it takes over the darkness. So that's where we are. And I know Pope Francis is still, around us. I really do know that. And maybe I'm an anomaly because I'm a medium, and maybe I don't know. I just don't see it as an ending. And the entire Warren, you're funny tonight. The entire Easter message that you all know that I have Church of Spirituality, and it's my contribution to getting people, giving people a place to go virtually at the virtual church that I have, that doesn't have dogma, that's empowering spiritually, that doesn't have dogma. So I had just been through those 4 nights and days of Holy Week that I did the whole Church of Spirituality thing. This is the 5th year. And it's really important to me. It's really sacred to me. And I hope you want to come to that sometime, if you don't already. We need messages of peace and of unity and of we're all connected to one another, and when one lifts, the rest lift, and just we need those messages, so spread them wherever you can. I hope they don't allow the orange felon at the funeral. My God, I can't even believe how many things that he's ruined for me that I would have watched if it weren't for him. Let's ask that question. I would think, well, are felons, a lot of countries don't allow convicted felons in, right? Trash said he was going. Oh man, I mean, we're gonna have to start there. I didn't watch the reopening of Notre Dame. I didn't watch Jimmy Carter's funeral. I saw some of the Good Friday service from the Vatican, but I didn't know J.D. Vance was there. I probably wouldn't have watched it if I had known J.D. was there. Let me just, I'm looking for my pendulum. Where did I put it? Oh, pendulum, oh, pendulum. Where has I put my pendulum? Here's one. Is Dumpy going to the funeral of the Pope? I haven't know. I haven't know. Let's read on that. I mean, I thought he would just get struck with lightning on the way into Notre Dame, and that didn't happen. They gave J.D. Vance rosary beads for his family. I mean, what's the point of him even being a Catholic? What is the point? The cruelty that they are inflicting on innocent human beings who have been through so much, and we're just seeking, you know, to live in this country legally, that have families, and they have their own religion, and they have their communities, and they're in America legally, and they take them off the street after they hadn't done anything wrong, and they put them on an airplane, and they fly them to their death camp, to a death camp, to a freaking concentration camp. Who the fuck does J.D. Vance think he is, showing up to have an audience with the Pope? I'm just needing a moment, because it's beyond my comprehension how somebody can be that devoid of a conscience. Absent, devoid of a conscience. How can a person be that tone deaf? Well, I'm all like discombobulated. I mean, we're really being asked to bear witness to a type of human that we just don't even, yeah, that is what evil is, that's true. That we have we can't identify with it at all. We don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the bandwidth for this kind of evil, this level of unconsciousness. Man, yeah, you would have died too. Can you imagine? They're not socially accepted around the world because you have to freaking earn that. Did I hear about the German tourist who got arrested by ICE? All right. I preach this. I have to learn how to reel it in. It's important to get angry if you're angry, to let it out, but I don't want to go to their level. So I'm going to pick 3 cards about how this JD thing, I mean, and it ends up being the final hours of Pope Francis' life are spent with this loser. Protests were awesome, good. So I'm actually pulling 3 cards to see. Thank you, Damon. Shows that I'm human. I think I'm emoting for all of you. To see what the fallout is going to be. Now, I even heard that on social media, what's happening is people are bashing Pope Francis. Why would you bash a saint? I mean, I think he might be canonized. Was Pope John Paul canonized? Yeah, the Pope had to do one last assignment for God. Maybe that's what it was. We have over 200 people here. Thank you for showing up. Can you please hit the thumbs up too? Because when we have 200 thumbs up, we will do a group hug. Did Pope John Paul, was he canonized into sainthood? I didn't remember. I'm good, John. I'm just being angry for you. I know. I don't know where I'd be without a meditation practice, I'll tell you that. I'd probably be pulling my hair out, which I practically do anyway. How this is going to affect the JD's sort of standing, like as if he's got anything that's gonna be worth salvaging. King of Pentacles. I've been getting this card so often. JD is in a bubble. He's in a bubble of billionaires, and he is. It's unbelievable to me. So I'm asking how this is going to affect everything about his standing. And this is what I get about him. He's in such a bubble. It's almost bowling me over that I think he's so clueless that he thinks that it wasn't a problem. I think that JD feels like that Pope Francis just had a little different of an opinion. Did JD feel ashamed? No. No, what overrode his feeling of shame, because he doesn't have any shame apparently, what overrode it was the photo op. The Pope told him to his face he was doing wrong. It might as well have been that the Pope said you're using the wrong fork at the dinner table as far as how it impacted JD. I'm sad to see it. I wish that I detected some semblance of a conscience, and I don't see it. All I see is JD is, I mean, some of these people, they give me the psychic feeling like that they're under hypnosis. And he's just going to stay in his bubble. So I guess that indicates he's numbed out. He's really numbed out. The Pope will be haunting him now. The Page of Cups is he will have some news coming at him, though, JD, that he doesn't like at all. He's devoid of a conscience. That's what I'm picking up. Was JD just, did he just feel like the photo op was just was kind of, he felt like the photo op was just like, the cat's meow. I can't believe his wife is is it Usha? Is his wife going along with this? Yes, she is. Is this the cult? Is this a cult? Are they just, it's not totally that. It's not totally cult mass, like, it's not totally cult mind control. That's kind of curious. So Usha, is she under mind control? It's not that, it's something else. She's just as bad as him. Yeah, it's something else. Is it insatiable greed? It's insatiable greed. It is like, if you believe in sins, it's the worst sin. It's the worst. Usha likes the power. Apparently, yes. It's insatiable. Look at that pendulum. That's what makes him how he is. Thou shalt not have false gods before me. I looked up the 10 Commandments the other day. I think I read them. Yeah, I read them on one of my pop-up videos. Because I was like, which commandment says, thou shalt not bear false witness against my neighbor? It's commandment number 9. Thank you, Rhonda. What do you call a dinosaur with an extensive vocabulary? A thesaurus! Thank you, Thomas. I needed that. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. thou shalt not commit adultery. And they go around and they oh, I'm a Christian. Are you effing kidding me? How about Carolyn Levitt and Pam Blondie and Kate, what was her name? The last, Kaylee McEnany? What's with the crosses? Lying their faces off. Shamelessly lying their faces off. Lying, bearing false witness, telling us that these people they're deporting, telling us that they're gang members, bearing false witness against their neighbor. Look at what they're doing on Fox about Garcia. Look at the names that they're calling him, the horrible things that they're saying. He's a dad. He has 3 children. You heard that the BS Barbie is no longer press secretary. We're gonna look at some things having to do with that whole administration. Some particular people. They make a mockery of real Christianity. Okay, so I'm going to look at Dumpy. I know. I'm taking donations. We're gonna look at the trash. Trump literally had sponsorship at the Easter egg roll. Yeah, apparently there are 30,000 eggs. Real eggs. You heard that Hegseth was drunk during the Easter egg roll? Let me ask. I think I asked that in my earlier pop-up. Was he? Yeah, I got that he was drinking. Yes, I did see the bag, the photoshopped image that they said was Garcia's fist with the, yeah. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. MS-13 on Garcia, yeah. And so they're just making up false witness. The trash. I'm gonna ask a specific question about trash, the orange trash. I'm gonna ask what will happen with, because he wants to fire everybody that disagrees with him. So now he wants to fire Powell, Jerome Powell. What's his official title? What's Powell's official title? Can somebody put it up there? Please, can you guys do a little work for me? The Fed chair. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Warren, I knew you'd pop right up with it. So I'm asking about Dumpy wanting to fire the Fed chair, Jerome Powell. How that's going to go. It looks like it's not going to go well for Dumpy. The Two of Wands. It looks like he's not going to do it. The Queen of Swords indicates somebody will step in. Queen of Swords is Kamala. I'm not saying Kamala is going to step into the situation, but I feel like that there's Kamala energy is kind of it's kind of circling. And we'll look more into that in a bit. 3 of Pentacles. People are building a case for Dumpy. I mean, it's like they're babysitting him. It's like there he is, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and it's like they're trying to talk to him like a little baby and say, "Oh, well, if you fire Jerome Powell, it'll be bad for you." And that's what they say. That's what the people around him. That's what they say. They say, "Oh, if you do that, that'll be bad for you. You'll be less popular, and your numbers will go down." And then they tell him that wouldn't be good for his money. They do. They talk to him like he's a little toddler. Think about it. How else do they communicate with a man whose brain doesn't work? So they're going to talk to him like he's a little toddler. Oh, no, no, that would be bad for you. People won't like you. Maybe you shouldn't do that. And the Three of Pentacles, there are multimillionaires and billionaires that aren't in the cult, that have power here. They have power. And Powell has power. And they back Powell. I see Trump's hands tied on this situation. They say he does wear diapers. Yes, he does. Which I wouldn't make fun of. But, you know, when somebody's that heinous, you kind of can't help yourselves. We need more thumbs up so we can do a group hug. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Harvard is suing the Trump administration. Yes, they'll succeed. But do you think he's going to pay it? Let's take a look at, I want to look at, now, these deportees, they're still holding in Texas, right? They haven't flown them out. Is that true? Did I see how focused he was coloring at the kids' table? No, I didn't. I'm surprised he was hanging out with kids. More planes are catching fire. I want to ask about the tariff situation and how the tariffs are going to affect him. There's a fire on in the Delta Orlando flight. No. I'm going to reiterate something just to give us perspective. We need to get rid of him. We need this administration that has no business being there. We need him, and they all go along with him. Gone, and then we can be normal. No, like that's all we need. Let's keep it in a nutshell version. We need him gone. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about the tariffs. Tell me more about that Delta fire. Thomas, people are singing your praises. Dumpy and the tariffs. The Wheel of Fortune, something's going to turn not in his favor. 6 of Wands, King of Swords. Boy, other countries are really going to make their opinions known about these tariffs. The wing caught on fire. Alright. The tariffs. I see, this is weird because I see other countries reading Dumpy the Riot Act. I mean, really? Really? The Wheel of Fortune, the tariffs, I mean, I don't see, I've been saying all along, I don't see these tariffs holding. Are these tariffs going to hold? Wait, let me ask the question. Wasn't clear. Are the tariffs going to fully go into effect? Oh, I heard that there was an airplane that China was going to purchase from Boeing or the U.S. or something, and then they said they don't want it anymore because of the tariffs. Okay. So I'm picking up about the tariffs that there are some world leaders that are really going to just lay into him. They lost the deal. Cargo ships are not coming to port. Okay. Will the tariffs be lifted? I have a yes on the tariffs being lifted. And I really feel like there are world leaders that are just going to put him, I know he's shameless, but they're going to humiliate him. I feel like it's going to be a pounding away of humiliating him and humiliating him. Lost County? Where's Lost County? State sales tax is now 2.2. Where's that? Oh. Like, Lost County. Okay, Los Angeles. Okay. I think Putin is losing the war. And I think that when Putin loses, Dumpy loses everything. Because the only reason that he's in that office is because of Putin and the psychological warfare. I mean, the main reason. So we're going to read on that. I have tea leaves tonight. Did you guys have a nice Easter? I'm gonna read on Putin. We're getting there on the thumbs up. I appreciate it. We need 28 more, Cheryl said. I'm reading on Putin. The Empress. King of Pentacles. Man, that King of Pentacles keeps coming up. I see. Yeah, The Kremlin is quickly losing the war. I don't know what specifically is going to happen, but the Kremlin is quickly losing. I have this sense of like quicksand. It's really interesting. It's like I just feel like the war on Ukraine is just how would I describe it? Diminishing returns, definitely, and there's no recuperating from the amount of loss. I actually do think I sense things crumbling. I do. I sense things crumbling, and the Kremlin is crumbling. Visualize the Kremlin the crumbling Kremlin is what I see. And it's very clear. Like the Tower card. And when the Kremlin crumbles, it sounds like a recipe. Would you like some Kremlin crumble for dessert? Want whipped cream on that? Can Putin be, I don't see how Putin can really. It's like it's a smoke and mirror show in a certain way in terms of him pretending that he's really strong. The Russian people are starting to rise up. Is it made with beets? The Kremlin crumble. I don't know. Please pray for the Russian people. Used to think the Kremlin was a clown college. That's good. That sounds like a dad joke. Okay, we're going to have to talk about Hegseth, and we're going to have to talk about the Supreme Court. And as soon as we're up to 200 thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. Devil's food cake used to be made with beets for the red color. That's right. Remember devil dogs? I used to get those in my lunchbox. I could go for a devil dog right now. Okay, so I am surprised that Keg's breath. You only see 2 thumbs up, Warren? There's 183. You need to reboot. How do diamonds get to know other diamonds better? Carbon dating. Let me see. Hegseth. No. People are calling him Kegseth. Who started that? I thought he'd be gone today. Kalani rebooted, refreshed his feed, and okay, we're up to 189 thumbs up. Oh, Lori, I don't. It's not if Hegseth is going to get fired. He's going to step down. I just thought that it would have happened this afternoon. He's definitely leaving. I did a pop-up earlier and I did read on it. You heard Elon was so upset by being attacked by the left that he wants to resign? He was never hired. Now you're hungry for Kremlin crumble? Oh, have American apple pie. That would be better. Is Hegseth, has he already been fired? I'm picking up that he's already been fired. Oh, and they're actively looking for a replacement. I think he's already fired. Wait, is it fired as opposed to resign? Yeah, it's fired. I think his ego is too huge to resign. Dad joke, what does the Big Ben do on a 420 day? It bongs. But it bongs every day. Has Mike Flynn put up his hand? I know, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yes, I said that Hegseth would be leaving, that's right. I said that a couple weeks ago, at least. A few times. I'm sort of just asking the guides who would replace Hegseth. I actually don't feel like it will be somebody who's that dangerous. Will Hegseth be replaced with somebody dangerous? I'm getting a no. Hegseth is pretty dangerous. I mean, you love this JD Vance videos from China where they make him look just like a just like a girl. He makes a very pretty girl. He really does. Okay, so we're gonna read on Hegseth's energy right now. You know what? Psychic impression. I feel like he's plastered right now. I don't know why. It could be that he's already left his position. It's weird. That man has children. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about Hegseth right now. Where he's at. The Hermit. Oh yeah, that means he's out. He's out! I feel like he's on a bender. The High Priestess, there's a lot that went on that he hid. He's always plastered. Well, I have the Queen of Cups here. I think it's come out. I think he can't hide it. I think there are whistleblowers that are going to be telling people how much he was drinking. I know, it's sad. It's a disease. I was just really... I had to read on this afternoon, so check out that pop-up if you get a chance, because I was asking why he got appointed. And for that matter, why Pam Blondie got appointed. I know her name is Blondie, but we like to call her Blondie. And all the rest of them. I mean, like RFK and Kash Patel, and you know, like, and I heard that Kash Patel just got caught doing some other hijinks. And what I got when I read on it this afternoon was stonewalling. And I didn't watch those hearings because we have an illegitimate person in the White House, and all of those hearings to get those people appointed were just, they would be so disturbing for me to watch, so I didn't watch them. They would have been. And so I didn't really see how they got appointed. So I was asking what happened there, and I got the word stonewall. The guys were like, they were like, in other words, it didn't matter what one the Democrats, or for that matter other Republicans, would say, what the questions that they would ask. They lied under oath. These appointees, these horrible appointees. Somebody's saying that Dumpy ordered flags at half-mast for Pope Francis. If that's true, I'm gonna tell you what I think about that. So in other words, the Democrats were asking questions at these hearings where these heinous criminals got appointed to their positions. And it didn't even matter. They might as well have not had the hearings because nobody listened to what they said. And stonewalling is when you're talking to someone and they completely ignore you. Or I guess in today's terms, you'd call it ghosting or something. But it's a little different. Stonewalling is really like, I'm deliberately not listening to you. I'm making a concerted effort to not let in anything that you're saying. So that's what happened with these hearings. Why would the flags be a half step for Pope Francis? I don't think we do that for religious figures. Blondie did Dumpy a favor when she was in the AG in Florida and she was an attorney during one. Let me read on her real quick and then we'll do a group hug because thank you. We're up to 207 thumbs up. England did. All right. Well, here's the thing. I need a moment. I am so overwhelmed. There's so much stuff. I'm just trying to just get this all straight in my brain. I don't remember flags at half-mast for a pope dying, and we've had several. At least a couple in my lifetime, including Francis. It's too much. I mean, I just had a moment of, that one threw me. It does throw me off when I hear them being that hypocritical. Did you all? I read Dumpy's Easter message yesterday. USA is not being very neighborly. That's an understatement. Honestly. Let me just tell you what's going on with Dumpy. There's always an agenda. There's always an agenda. The only reason, no other president did that either. That makes sense to me. The only reason that he would say, that Dumpy would say, put the flags at half-mast for the Pope. I mean, the Pope chewed them out for what they're doing. Don't think for 1 second that the trash loves the Pope. And the message was a disgrace. I mean, do you remember that I read on this? Before Pope Francis died, on Saturday, I did a pop-up and I read on what he thought about JD, and it was bad. It was really bad. And when you look at what Dumpy wrote on Easter, it's like the Pope Francis had just could not fathom how evil they are. So the reason that Dumpy, if he really did order the flags to be at half-mast, it's because he wants to appease the Catholics. Let's see how that's going to go. Now we'll do a group hug. I keep promising. All right. It's not easy times to be a psychic. That's why I love hanging out with you guys. I would love to tell you about life before the Big Bang, but unfortunately there's no time. True. The flags being at half-mast. Oh, Damon, I have your favorite card here. 3 of Wands. Actually, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. It's not. I heard that Putin was. I read a headline that said Trump and Putin are both praying. Yes, they were in the same sentence. Yeah. Okay. So. The Three of Wands. The rest of the world has his number. That's not gonna. That's. I really did. I saw Trump and Putin in the same sentence in a headline. Trump and Putin are praying for Pope Francis, for his soul. Unbelievable. There they are, yeah. I was looking at this card, Damon. I actually was, and I was going, what does he like about us? And I'm like, well, they're pretty. They're pretty hunky, these guys. Anyway, let's do a group hug. His name is now Trump Putin? Yeah, hello. We shouldn't laugh, but if we don't laugh, we'll cry. We need to get rid of him. You know what's so interesting? I don't have it in front of me, but I went to visit my mom last night, and they have, in the building she's in, they have a Catholic Mass, and they left some programs behind, and last night, I just happened to pick it up on my way in, and there was a whole quote by St. Francis, I keep calling him St. Francis, Pope Francis. There was a whole quote by him, and I'm going to read it to you the next time we get together, because it was really beautiful, and it was just hours before he passed away. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, that's a good point. Pro-life Catholics love, well, I don't know if they love him. It's hard for me to imagine people loving Dumpy. Let's do a group hug. Let's do a group hug with the intention that the message of compassion that Pope Francis was all about takes a stronghold over all this darkness. What did I say? That's a Freudian slip. Okay, yeah, I keep on calling him Saint. Well, Saint Francis is really Francis of Assisi, but I do think he'll probably be canonized as a saint too, the Pope. So let's do a group hug with our intention that the message of compassion gets really, really strong now and continues. All right? And that we're sending all our love and light and support to all those who are in grief and mourning the loss of their jobs, and really our veterans and military, all Americans, okay? And those who are depressed and suicidal, we're going to give them a hug too. 1, 2, 3. And all of us, that we lift up the energy, we bring the frequency up higher and higher. And that all the protests continue and people are really activated and engaged. All right. Excellent. And there were a lot of people activated and engaged. Seems like this past weekend was a month ago. So much. There's just so much. I think we should switch to the more positive cards now. Sometimes the guides hide these cards. You know how many times I can't find them? Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen Tarot by Travis McHenry. Great deck. Okay. Oh, he got Melania to participate this time. Kalani, I got your email. I'll respond. I'm going to actually pull 3 cards about Joe Biden. I've been thinking about Joe Biden a lot. He keeps popping into my head. And he was good friends with Pope Francis. They were buds. Tomorrow's Earth Day. Thank you for reminding us, Darren. Melania, Damon, I agree. I was looking at a picture of Melania. Remember after the inauguration, Bunny Ears inauguration, after that, the Bishop Buddy, I think her last name was, at the cathedral in Washington, was saying a message about compassion and kindness, and he made a mockery of her. These people are horrible. Melania was sitting there next to him, and that, if you look up that video clip, and she looks ugly and so unhappy. And I thought at that inauguration, illegitimate inauguration, I thought that that wasn't her. Three cards about Joe Biden. I'm sure he's really saddened by Pope Francis's passing. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not sad about Pope Francis passing. And let me tell you why. He had a good life. Just like Jimmy Carter. He had a good life. He had a long life. And I didn't want him to keep suffering. And I know that when souls cross over, they can do way more good than they can while they're confined to their earthly body. So I'm not sad about it. I did start a novena today to Pope Francis. Yes, I'm still Catholic. Kind of. Joe Biden. Yeah, it's hard for him. Biden's feeling a little bit like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do something about what's going on. But the playfulness card is coming up too. I think that Biden is having a hard time looking at what's going on in America. But I have the playfulness card too. I think he's looking to brighter days, and there must be a reason for that. There must be a reason for that. Because I wouldn't have gotten the playfulness card. You thought Melania was in Europe? I was talking about the mock inauguration when they were at the cathedral afterwards, and the bishop was saying she was addressing Dumpy. I wish she had called him that. And pleading for him to be compassionate. Oh, that really sunk in, didn't it? We're going to read on SCOTUS too before we go tonight, and I have tea leaves. Oh my gosh, where'd the time go? I must have been just blabbering. I will post the show that I had, that Kathy had me on once I receive it too. It wasn't an astrology show, it was more a show about what's going on in the collective. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Kamala. Kamala. So I'm going to find it, but I told you guys in an earlier vid that I did a sunrise service at Ocean's Edge on Sunday morning. Yes, I got up really early and I went out and I set up and we did a sunrise service. And a lot of people watched it even afterwards. But when I looked at it later, when I watched the vid of the sunrise, so beautiful. There was some cloud formations, and in the cloud formations, I saw clearly Kamala's face. And then it faded away, and I clearly saw, I swear to God, this is true. It was Easter, I swear to God, it's true. And then I saw clearly an image of Trump's face, and there was smoke coming out of his ears. So I think I was cloud scrying. You were there, and so were the trolls at that service. You took care of it. Thank you. I had shut off the chat because for some reason the trolls are vicious when I'm live streaming from my phone. So I just turned off the chat. It would have ruined the whole thing. So yeah, so I'm going to see if I can point that out for you. I'll do a screenshot and see if I can point it out for you and show you. Okay. So, it was 4:20 on Easter. I know, but not in the morning, more than the wee hours of the morning. I wasn't doing anything like that. Okay. You saw the show with Kathy. I'm so surprised. Who's calling me? Potential spam. Kamala. Well, I'll tell you what I have about Kamala. Kamala's, I've been saying, she's been very sad about what's going on. She's mourning for our country and what's going on. But then I have the Thunderbolt. I'm reading on Kamala. The Thunderbolt and abundance. This is a time of sorrow for all of us. You get a ton of spam. I have a blocker. I don't know why I still get the calls. So, well, I don't know how you guys ended up seeing the show. Great, I'm glad you liked it. Kamala, we're all mourning. We are all in mourning for our country right now. And Kamala gets a thunderbolt and abundance. I think we really have to. Of course, why would I give up on Kamala? I'm reading. This is not about what I believe. This is about what I pick up. So it's not like I'm just clarifying something. You know, I'm not like pointing fingers at anyone. I'm just clarifying something. When I'm reading on something, I'm getting messages. I'm getting impressions. So it wouldn't really be about me giving up or not giving up, right? It would be like I feel her energy still in the game and coming back. She's still helping in the background. They've never stopped being in the background helping. Now, I don't know why lately I'm seeing the words thrown around. Maybe you guys can clarify this for me, because I pick up so much news throughout the day. Shadow government. People are talking about a shadow government. And I think that what they're referring to when I hear that term, it's like right-wing term, as far as I can tell. They're saying something about like there's more Democrats going to El Salvador. I'll cover some of this in my pop-ups because there's just so much. They're basically saying, the gist of it is like Fox is saying, oh, the Democrats are trying to create a shadow government by going to El Salvador to address what's going on there. And it's making me crazy because it's like, these are crimes against humanity. Can we just mature the conversation, Fox, to we shouldn't be committing crimes against humanity? We shouldn't be sending people to concentration camps? Can we bring it up a little? It's getting ridiculous, more ridiculous. So they're calling it the Dems are trying to create a shadow government because they're taking matters into their hands and going to El Salvador because that's their damn job. Kamala's coming back. I have the thunderbolt, and I think that what's going on is really fueling her up in the abundance card. So, I want to, and know too that how you think about things affects the collective. So, if you wanted to come back, think about it often. Yeah, I don't know why they're calling it a shadow government. Okay, I'm reading some tea leaves. But I promised that I'd read on SCOTUS, so let's do that. I'll use these cards. I don't know where the time went tonight. I'm going to read on SCOTUS. Are they going to save the Constitution that they swore an oath to protect or not? Are they going to be on the side of not sending humans to their death camp? Good Lord, without due process? Breakthrough, sharing, clinging to the past. Actually, so I'm reading on SCOTUS. Okay, actually this is good. I'm clinging to the past, that's positive. Clinging to our Constitution, there's a breakthrough. I think that Dumpy has gone too far with just saying that he's the tyrant that can deport even American citizens without due process, without any criminal record. He can just send them to death camps. I think, you know, hello, it's like, I think that that's gone a little bit too far. So I do have good vibes about at least adhering to some semblance of humanness. Okay. I'm going to... Were you asking a question, Rose? I'm going to read some tea leaves before I let you go. But before I let you go, please book a reading, psychicandetdion.com. And there's $100 off offer going on for spiritual life coaching clients. New ones. Would you like to change your life for the better? Sign up for spiritual life coaching. Let's look at some tea leaves. So we have lots of little specks in the cup tonight. We have Venus. This looks like a cause for celebration. I see, like, it looks like something is gonna buoy us. It's gonna make us feel better in the very near future. I actually think the cup indicates like a drink, right? And I feel like this represents Hegseth getting out of there. It's like a flight out of there. So he's done. He's done. And here we have Venus. There's going to be a stronger defining moment between this looks like a defining moment with women getting power. Now I'm thinking about judges, female judges that are getting more power and being treated more like equals. I don't know really what that's about, but we'll move on. And that looks like two people kissing. So I actually think that the tea leaves are showing us tonight that despite all this stuff that's going on around us, we're becoming closer. We're becoming more united. I mean, I really do see there's love. There's more love than ever. And there's a nest up here. See that nest? So people are going to start appreciating each other more and helping each other more and being more resourceful. And that's the energy, you know, with each other, like helping each other. And that's the energy that catapults us out of this. That's the energy that catapults us out of this. It's amazing. And I was talking about that on the show that Kathy had me on today. Yeah, it looks like a heart between them. Right, that's true. That's true. Good point. Good tea leaf reading. So yeah, this is really beautiful, and that's a finger pointing. Look, it's like the guys are saying, look over there, look at the love, which is a great message. I love that message. Look at the love. And I think with Pope Francis dying, I mean, what happens is when we all are having like a collective experience. I mean, for that matter, let me just mention this. This was a real early experience that I had when I recognized that I was really feeling the collective. When Princess Diana's funeral happened, I remember the wave of energy that I felt on the morning of that funeral. So we are starting to be feeling more and more the collective. We are a collective organism. So when you're putting out love and kindness and compassion, when you're putting out your good wishes for this world and for this country, you're part of that. Jump on the winning train. Jump on the love train. Okay, so I better go before I get too sappy. And I will see you. I will do Off the Ledge in the morning, and I'll do another pop up tomorrow. And tomorrow's Tuesday, so it's my night off from doing a PNN. So have a beautiful night. I'm glad that you had a nice Easter. Keep the vibe up. It makes a huge difference. All right. Namaste. Love you lots. And book a session. Thank you, Jamie. See ya.